The bots are coming. The bots are coming. Today we're talking about the fact that social media has been highly manipulated behind the scenes, apparently by entertainment companies doing a deal with the devil. And now we know exactly who the devil is because Master of the TDS, the analyst, the inspector of all things social media, has pulled back the curtain for us. Folks, we're going to tell you why this has ramifications going all the way from Gina Carano to the halls of perhaps Disney itself. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel. We are so happy to have you here as we continue our endeavor. Hello folks, welcome back to the Pro Channel where we are so excited to have you each and every day when you decide to come our way. Today we are talking about what's been going on with social media, with Elon Musk, with the X platform, and a vast apparent conspiracy to suppress the narratives, the criticisms that you have, and to uplift the corporate narratives they wish to have. No, this is not Elon Musk doing this. It is a tremendously, highly funded blue checkmark conspiracy. One person has discovered how it works. We're going to share that information with you right now. Jonas, why don't you give us the run through? This is the story from Gothic Therapy that's premiering right now. He has allegedly uncovered the company behind the massive blue checkmark bot effort to manipulate social media and do it in favor of media companies. I'm calling it Botgate now. Jonas, run through the details of what you know from Gothic Therapy, and then folks, make sure to watch this video later. But Jonas, go ahead.
Right. Do you want me to go through context first, or where do we want to start? I think
we need to start with context because folks are going to need to know exactly who this is.
So, as everyone knows, if you're following That Park Place, the channel and the website, there was some strange activity that seemed like it might have been trying to manipulate online public perception of the Disney stock price, tying Disney's stock performance to AMD. And there was an account called Moodle Zoop, and Moodle Zoop was kind of a strange account. It produced something that wasn't, you could tell it wasn't quite human, whatever was being written there. And then there were pages and pages of responses that were slightly modified, not completely changed, but enough that maybe one word would be different, or it would be a shortened version of the exact same statement over and over and over again. And not in the same way that people react when Disney releases something mediocre and everybody wants to get in on the press event. This was not human and eerie. So it's
different than normal. It's different than normal bot efforts because it's involving blue checks with individual bank accounts with verified identities, and so it's bots with massive, unbelievably massive amounts of money behind it. Is that fair?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. So each one of these accounts would have had to have been verified by Twitter and X, since Elon might be watching this later. So TDS has been on a mission since then to investigate the source of this and what it's been trying to push. There's been an unusual rise in activity coming after his account, perhaps because he had stumbled onto a bot network and someone in charge of that bot network was pretty angry at him. Here, Gothic Therapy, the channel that Master of the TDS, has nothing to do with Trump derangement syndrome. Apparently, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. He has been working very hard to uncover the source of this, and he's teamed up with a channel called Upper Echelon that does technology videos. And he got access to the Twitter API, which allowed him to do node mapping of all of these accounts and how they interact with each other. And when he showed us the node maps, it became very apparent after the methodology was explained that there's organic activity on one side, and it looks weird and it looks uncoordinated. But then there are these massive centralized circular maps of activity that are only accounts just interacting with each other and driving up ad revenue and clicks on ads, and also driving up the engagement on specific tweets. What Gothic Therapy has found is a centralized service that is actually bragging about how they can get people, first of all, verified and monetized very quickly on Twitter, and they're bragging about how they're using Elon Musk's personal network as an ATM machine in order to extract cash at $300 a pop.
I need you to say that again, Jonas, for emphasis. Please say it one more time. This is really complicated stuff. You're saying that there is a company that has been caught.
Yes.
Absolutely caught. And they're bragging about using and abusing Elon Musk.
Right. There is a company out of Vietnam called VNXNet that is bragging about and even posting videos showing how they can extract money from Twitter in barely here it is, the screenshot from the video, and you really need to go see the video itself to understand the full context. Go support TDS because this has been an uphill battle for him to get these videos made. You can reach 5 million views. This is your website by interacting with famous people, or you can use the buff service. Will be completed immediately, and they guarantee if your monetization is not enabled, you will receive a 100% refund and a lifetime view warranty. I wonder how they're going to be able to do that after they've been exposed, by the way.
Right. Botgate has fully been exposed now, apparently, by Gothic Therapy, by MasteroftheTDS. One of the things that I love so much about this, Jonas, is that there have been times when Gothic Therapy has reached out to me and said, well, we've hit the brick wall. There's nowhere else to go. We can't go any farther than this. There's one point where he was talking to me about, there's no way that I can ever get access to the Twitter API. So it's over. That's it. And I said, persistence is an amazing thing. And I would remind all of you out there, when I say that when you're going through hard times to hang in there, chin up, the sun is still shining behind the clouds. I'm not just trying to fill you with happy euphemisms. I'm not trying to convince you to believe in a faux optimism. I think that's the realest thing that you can do because, when things are bad, you can make them worse. And when things are good, you can make them better. You've got the ability to nudge that. And you truly do have the ability. And his persistence here, I think, has gone so far because I don't think companies like this ever anticipated someone would be this diligent that they would actually get access to the Twitter API. And now that that's possible, he's exposed what's been going on, manipulating us, truly manipulating us in favor of these consumer products, services, media, all of that in ways that actually really impact society. You don't realize it, but if a company out of Vietnam can decide what's going to trend and not going to trend on social media, that's a huge problem. And you think our media is going to investigate whether or not that's real or synthetic, especially when it's favoring the corporations?
They'd probably want to sign up for the service.
What a great point. Our news outlets would sign up to do this. All right,
it's
Jonas,
the ultimate. It's not a bug; it's a feature.
Right.
Exactly.
Culture has also seen this video. Actually, this is he's updated even since the last time that I've spoken with him about it. I've looked at some of his research. There's more coming. There'll be another video from upper echelon as well. And I've already encouraged him, based on some of the things that I've seen, for him to do a follow-up video because he's got a lot here, and it's more than just this video. But I think it's a great video. Culture, is there anything I'm missing here, or any aspects that you want to bring up in particular? Because I know you've seen this video.
Well, first of all, he hit a home run. I mean, he doesn't leave it. It's not too dense to understand. He doesn't leave you, in the weeds, which is good because a lot of people are, relative newcomers into some of these social media manipulations. So well done on that part. I think that the exposure of VNXNet and everything else that he's going to talk about in this video, which is why you have to watch it, it kind of explains how all of these systems work and how they are essentially able to bypass the existing filters and the AI that's supposedly designed to catch this. And as he goes through this, as Jonas has kind of skipped around to the different screenshots, there's ways that people can be taken advantage of through this as well, because there's nothing like a scam or some sale of like some kind of crypto or anything else that can't be essentially artificially beneficial to the scammer than something like this. I can't even imagine how many people have fallen victim to, something like that for, fake crypto or something like that. I think you're going to find that this has been going on for a while, and the people that are utilizing it don't necessarily have the greatest of intentions.
But with massive amounts of money behind it, because every one of those blue checks is costing a lot of money, because I bet many of those blue checks are the highest level, premium level X accounts. The other thing I would say here too is, and we don't know yet, because I presume where this goes is it's time to find out who has been buying the services of these companies.
Oh, yeah.
But companies have had the ability, whether they used it or not, we'll find out. But they've had the ability, if you espouse, let's say, a positive view of the original trilogy of Star Wars, and you're out there haranguing the sequels, they've had the ability, to buy a mob to attack you. If you're Gina Carano, for example, and I hope Gina's people pay very close attention to this. If you're Gina Carano and Lucasfilm needs you to be shouted down and needs a crowd to be against you, I'm not saying that this happened, but I'm saying that the ability for it to have happened exists through this company. Whether or not that was realized, we don't know yet, but we need to find out.
And if you want to know more about that, to anyone in our audience, if you go check out Master of the TDS Gina Carano, there are videos on the bot activity surrounding the firing of Gina Carano, because her name was regularly trending on Twitter up in the lead up to her firing. So I can't speak well enough of TDS here. He's done fantastic work. He's tenacious. He's invested in figuring this whole thing out, and he's very open. He contacted us to ask us our opinion on it, and I feel like I'm even making it a point of pride that he reached out to us to kick the tires a little bit.
Oh, we're so proud we can't stand it. I mean, we are so proud of him and what he's done. He and his wife. We're so proud of him. We can't even. It's joyous, folks, when we see people succeed.
Right.
And telling the truth. Oh, my gosh. We got to celebrate what has happened here.
Right. And the small amount of pushback we've given. Okay, well, what about this here? You maybe aren't being clear here. What if it's actually this? He's taken any of our feedback, as small as it was, and I've said, okay, you're right. I'm going to go dig further and make sure that I have the evidence for it. So I can't speak highly enough of TDS and his hard work here. I wish he worked for that Park Place. I'm going to say that.
Let me add one more dimension. First of all, anybody who's saying, oh, this is all so technical, I just like to have fun online. This video, which I literally just ran on a side window while you were talking and saw the whole thing with the subtitles on. It's short. It's simple. Anybody with a minimal amount of experience of doing anything online will understand it and get it, even if it uses some terms that sound, strange and jumbled and jivey. But the bigger question is this. We here talk a lot about, well, a place like Disney World that is naturally a magnet for families and children is naturally going to be a magnet for people who want to work there because they want to be around kids for strange purposes. Why doesn't Disney do a better job of vetting, assuming it's going to happen despite their best intention not to? Well, the obvious question to me watching this is this because Musk didn't fire enough of the holdovers? Is this because the people who I would think at Twitter, at X, should be on the lookout for shit like this from the get-go weren't doing their jobs or were being influenced not to because the things they saw were pushing a persuasion they believe in? I mean, it's all well and good that this guy came from out of the blue and did this. He's brilliant. He's wonderful. I add to everything nice you've said about him. But Twitter should be doing this. They should sit there and say, look, we are the biggest thing like this on the planet. We're naturally going to be a target. We need people who are diligent and clever and educated and experienced. Why didn't we get 50 of these guys working for us the minute we bought it?
If I'm Elon Musk, I'm hiring Master of the TDS tomorrow.
Oh, hell yes.
There's an aspect that I left out here. The people who run this thing via NextNet are posting videos bragging about what they're doing. So there's a good chance that they'll be disappearing after they get exposed.
Which is why this took so long.
And by the way, although I understand what you're saying about, it's a company in Vietnam, it could be in Sweden, it could be in Colombia. That's almost a red herring too. If they aren't necessarily really there, they could be anywhere. That's the kind of ultimate false flag. oh, well, we'll blame it on the semi-commies,
Well,
But
my guess is, Lou, that there's
this
a
is
dozen of these
capitalism,
all over
not
the
communism.
world. I think there's a dozen of these all over the world. I think this is just the beginning.
Oh,
But
hell.
One of the
And
one
now
of the
that
things
they've
is,
exposed it, there's a bunch of people saying, well, heck, that's not so hard to program. I graduated from X University in computer science. I can do this too.
But you know
Make
what,
friends,
TDS
influence people.
What TDS, one of the reasons he had to wait and why we've had to wait on talking about this is because everything had to be acquired and recorded and filed away before this was brought out. Because, folks, as of right now, I mean, I'm betting things are shutting down as we speak. As soon as they wake up and realize what's happened, it's time to close shop. I don't know that it's going to happen.
They have 10 other shops waiting in the wings.
Well,
and that's
the other thing I'll also add is there are people who will that go after TDS for things that I think are okay. A little bit of pushback is fine. That's good for any journalist, and that's good for anyone trying to break a big story like this. But there are people who literally hate TDS and his wife for the things that they report on, which makes no sense to me, because truth is the most important thing, but also truth can be the most offensive thing to some people.
There have been some out there that we're not going to name them, but there have been some out there who have, I think, attempted to squash the story because it wasn't their story, and that's that's really abhorrent, and that needs to not happen. And we need to celebrate when people do this real investigative work and bring this knowledge to us, because it's tremendous. And so we're so happy for TDS. We hope that he'll be hearing from Elon Musk, because he's uncovered a network that was mocking the richest man in the world on any given day, depending on how the stock goes. And I guess they're not having a good time right now. All right, folks, we have come to the end yet again. But boy, oh boy, was it ever a joy to have you here with us. If you feel the same way, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and tell us, have you ever been talking with someone on Twitter and realized, hey, wait a minute, I don't think this person's real? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.